Don't go breaking my heart.
Yeah, Rich, where's it all gone?
It's all gone. I've hidden it all. So we have a nicely tucked, trunked loom that comes out the scuttle panel there. And obviously all nice tucked up here, out the way. Now we have some brackets and everything, then it tucks down this gap here and then loops round here. It's all got nice C-clips, P-clips, whatever you want to type of call clips on it to make it all nice and neat. And as it all comes through underneath, done a little bit of tidying up for power steering lines and coolant lines and things like that while I've been underneath it here. Because remember the live wire for your starter motor were underneath the gearbox when we first did it, so that's all now nicely routed through where it should be. And then if I drop the lift down, do this really fast and like, we've now got a nicely neat and tidy loom, like I say, that's all clipped up, runs in its correct routing to everywhere it should do. That's your throttle block one. And then obviously that's your intake air temp, but everything else is all nice and neat, not touching and rubbing, and everything else all attached, not just slung on and away you go. Got to plug the crankshaft sensor in. That's for his brake vacuum, but I'll sort that out after. So his plan is now I've done all that, I can now put it on the ground. I need it on the ground before I can do anything else. So I can test things inside as well as out here all at the same time, instead of me clambering over his seats and stuff while it's on tow poster. So wheels on, down on deck, start testing, and then we'll have a running Golf pretty soon with a bit of luck.
When's the money by?
We've got till April, so we've got 3 months, but obviously I want to test it, run it, make sure it's all right in that 3 months, not just wait till April and then panic that he ain't got his truck back. But it will be back. It'll be back.
Lovely.
Like I said, just been doing a few bits of tidying up of other things while I've been underneath here. Like he wanted some grommets putting in them holes, so that looked a bit neater instead of just holes. Why, when they put all effort in tidying it all up, they didn't cover them holes up? I don't know. But yeah, just keep chipping away at it.
How's it going, Rich? How far are we getting?
I've been busy. It's starting to look a bit more like an engine now. So I'm just roughly fitting everything because he wanted it all, making sure it were all right and square and okay and no issues with it. What have I done that's new? Mounted that in a different place. These are all new to his original catch can. But obviously that were in a different place and everything else. So it's all been rerouted, all been refit. That were just tie wrapped down onto turbo, which is never good. So I've fitted an hose for that with a bit of an heat shield around it. But the main thing, what you didn't see, that you have seen, it's now got a skuttle panel on it. And all the wiring is now buttoned up and tidied away, if that comes out. No pressure on camera. There we go. So all your wiring is now tidied away, covered up. I mean, if you can remember what it looked like on that first episode or first couple of episodes, how bad that wiring was in there, it is tidied away and neat and tidy, the best it possibly can be. The wiper motor were a little bit of a task. Just to how everything had to be sitting, because where the loom is exactly where the wiper motor runs. So I had to lift it up a little bit higher above the wiper motor in this gap here, so it just tucks underneath, which is why they're up high. But yeah, happy with it. It's nice and neat. It's not all just sat in trough, so if it does rain, it's not going to get all hot water inside this plastic conduit. It's going to all go away. In that corner, I've put like a rubber hose just so it's got some protection around it, but also another way for water to get out if it does get a bit of setting water. But it's not the type of car you're going to be out in water anyway. If it's pissing it down in rain, you're not going to be going out for a run. The only time you ever are going to be out in rain is if you're on way back from a show and get caught in it. So yeah, happy. Progress is being made. Once I get everything buttoned up underneath here, we can then start testing this tune before I button everything up inside. I want to make sure it starts up. Even if it idles for 3 seconds and I know everything's going to run, I can then button up everything inside. Then it's just a case of tidying up, making sure everything's sweet, everything's organised, everything's running right. And yeah, keep going from there. Had a little bit of a mess around with fuse boxes and wires and everything else because I didn't have any power to dash, but that was because of the alternator plug. Before it just had a pin that shoved in. I fitted a proper plug, but got the pins wrong way around, so it was my own fault that sussed it out, but we've managed to suss it out, which is the main thing. So panicking about, I've cut something out in between somewhere out loom, but managed to get it sorted, which is a bonus. But yeah, progress is being made. Like I say, I can button all that up now. I'm happy with all in there is done and finished, and I don't even need to go back in there anymore. So that can all get thrown up. This can all get put back together. Yeah, happy.
How you getting on, Rich?
I am getting on well. I'm starting to tidy up. You can actually see the floor now, which is an absolute bonus. So obviously last time you probably saw me in here, the fuse box were all here and all the wires were all over it. So I've now tidied everything up. These are all my extra fuses because everything we've put in have fuse. So you've got your battery life for the ECU, the standalone fuse box, the ignition live for the ECU, and the fuel pump itself, which are all then on these switches here. So basically, jockey front bracket fuse boxes to a fuse, up round to the back of these separate switches, which then all turn on and off and whatever you want for the standalone side. So this is all standalone side stuff now, if that makes sense. And it's just a case of tidying up and making it look more like a car and less like a big horrible wiry mess like it is at that side. But my plan is to tidy everything up here, then I can get all my gauges and everything done because he wants to put them all in these nice vents. So basically I'll pull that out. In theory, click that in, you can still use your vent on and off and everything else then, which is pretty cool. But I don't know how much extra wiring I'll have to extend to do that because obviously all his gauges lived here originally and he wants one over here. But yeah, that's my next task, but I'm just tidying everything up first because all that'll then sit underneath there out your way once you get all your plastic covers on, and it'll look pretty neat and stock and not wires dangling about all over the place when all this gets buttoned up. So there's still plenty of tidying up to do from the mess that's been left from before, because obviously it's knocking on a bit now, so a load of people's been stuck into this over its life. Yeah, and it's just a case of tidying everything up where I need to be and what I need to do, because yeah, like I say, gauges to swap and things like that was for the air. Well, it still is for the air, but it's so tight, it's unbelievable. So it'll plug in at this end at fuse box, but to make it all neat and tidy, it's got to be at that end at fuse box. So yeah, loads of stuff that just ain't me and my standard more than anything, and my OCD's proper kicking in, and that wire's sort of at the top of that wire and it shouldn't be. So yeah, I'm fannying more than out, but it's going to look mint when it's done, which is the whole idea. Instead of it just going, well, it works, shove it in that gap, I'm tidying it all up so it looks half right. But I can't tidy it up too much because I know I need to take all the bits out to finish it off. So it's like, you know, that video where in Transformers when he's like this,
extrapolate breach of the easy fix puzzle code in my head. Now it's on the walls. Everything is good.
That's what I feel like in my head. That's my head on a daily basis. Everyone else will say that. But yeah, I'm winning. Yay!